What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another Comically Boston. Today's episode 127. It is January 25th, 2024. Woo! And this week has been exciting. I didn't film a podcast on Monday, even though one came out. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Talk about stuff like Kratos versus Hulk. That was a good episode. But if you guys have been sticking around and you guys know, Comically Boston, I like to start out with the sports. We're going to talk a little bit about how the Celtics have been doing over the last week. And then we're going to get into some headlines. This is a heavy headlines episode, talking about some trailers that got released, some posters, some shows that are coming out early 2024, some new images from What If Season 3, some Deadpool 3 leaked photos, and then I'm going to finish this episode because this Friday, episode 8 of Rasing Kanan comes out. So I'm going to be talking episode 7, We All Guilty, that came out last Friday. And, you know, for all my Rasing Kanan fans out there, if you guys want to hear about that, stay tuned to the end of the episode. But if you guys know me, first we're going to talk about my Celtics. So Monday, podcast came out. I had filmed it last Friday, and yeah, I was like, oh, we're still undefeated at home, but when this video comes out, you guys might know. And yeah, we did lose at our first home game at home, and that sucks. But it was only by 2. We lost 102-100 to the Denver Nuggets, and that is a fine team to lose by. But down by 2, I just thought Jason Tatum could have got a better shot for the game. Instead, he kind of forced it, and it's a learning moment for him. He's still young, but that one hurts. I really wanted us to continue that winning streak all season, but we only have 1, so it's not the biggest deal. You know, I think we're like 30-something and 10. Like our record's still really good, so we can't complain too much. But then on Sunday, then we faced the Rockets at the Rockets, and we beat them 116-107. Derek White had a great night. Porzingis had himself an evening. 32 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. But he was shooting real well, playing real well. We were kind of playing through him, just playing big boy ball. You know, just they didn't have anyone with size that could guard him way up there at 7'6" or whatever the hell, however tall he is. I think he's like 7'4" or something. It's just ridiculous. Kristaps Porzingis, you're the man though. He's been really enjoying himself playing, and you can tell. And then we had a tough game Monday. So Monday night, we faced the Mavs at Mavericks, and Luka Doncic got crossed up by JB, got hit the floor. Incredible stuff. JB and JT both played incredibly well. We picked up a dub, 119-110. Jason Tatum had 39 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. I think Brown had like 35 as well. That same night in Philadelphia, Joel Embiid had 70 points. That is absurd. How does he go out and drop 70? Well, it's not that absurd. He dropped it on that rookie, friggin' Wembanyama. And when you're 7'2" and have years of experience and also tons of muscle on a 7'6", probably 110-pound soaking wet rookie, you know, yeah, your ass should have dropped 70 on Wembanyama, and you did. But I don't know why people keep, you know, they drop 70 or 60 or whatever, and they take the picture with the writing on the picture like it's Wilt Chamberlain. Like, yeah, do that if you're Kobe Bryant, you 81, like you got the closest. Like 70, you didn't even break any records. Like, sure, you set probably your career high or whatever, but I'm not taking that Wilt Chamberlain picture unless I scored 101, or if I broke Kobe's at the very least, 81, because that's absurd in itself. But, you know, when you have 2 players that are playing, you know, Joel Embiid's the only one they got, so he dropped 70, of course. It's a big dub. Karl Anthony Towns dropped like 60 the night too. Just a crazy night in the NBA, but we have 2 stars that dropped 70 combined. So I think I would rather that, to be perfectly honest, than the way Embiid goes and gets things done. And I'm perfectly honest, I don't think it's going to help. I think the Celtics are going to go through them, and then we'll probably face the Bucks in the conference finals or the Heat, because they just somehow always end up there. But the Bucks just recently fired their head coach, and in the same day hired Doc Rivers as their new coach. So I have no idea why they fired the poor guy. I mean, he was having a good season, but apparently the reports had come out that they had said Giannis had lost faith in that coach. So Giannis had lost faith? Like, not the organization, Giannis? Like, he's got that much pull over there? Like, he's like the new LeBron, just walking around like, I don't like that coach, fire him. I don't think LeBron's ever had a coach fired. That's crazy. I mean, Oh well, I guess, but it is what it is. Some headlines let's get into, because this week some stuff had come out, something I meant to talk about in the last episode but I forgot. Let's touch base on that. A little interview had came out with Tatiana Maslany, the actress that plays Jen Walters' She-Hulk in the MCU, and they were like asking her about She-Hulk season 2, and she was like, yeah, we blew our budget. Like, the budget was blown out of the water for She-Hulk season 1, and I think, and this was like her saying it, she was like, we blew the budget out of the water, and I think Disney said, yeah, no thanks to She-Hulk season 2. Not saying it's ever gonna not happen, but just right now it doesn't look likely. But we know Jen Walters has to show up in the MCU again. She was fantastic. I think maybe she'll show up in Daredevil Born Again, just because they were dating at the end of She-Hulk, so they have to kind of explain that. But I don't know if it'll be just like a one-episode deal, kind of like it was She-Hulk. But I want the character of Jen Walters to show up again. Obviously, it probably costs a lot of money in VFX every time she's on screen, so that's where a lot of the budget goes, where Daredevil Born Again probably won't be all that much budget heavy, because it's going to be a lot of hand-to-hand action, a lot of real fighting, and honestly, that saves money than the VFX. The VFX is where it costs all that much money. But speaking of heavy VFX, a trailer for Avatar: The Last Airbender came out, and it looks pretty good. I don't know if they nailed it, and I'm nervous because I've heard some weird reports from like the people that created the original show, and they were saying like, hey, this isn't going to be what you think it is, even though it kind of looks like it. I don't know. I'm willing to see it though. This will come out February 22nd on Netflix. Avatar: The Last Airbender, I mean, the cast looks pretty great, live action. I have said it before on the channel, but I absolutely was in love with the show when I was a kid, and the show raised me as a child. Uncle Iroh was my boy. Aang was definitely one of my favorite characters on the show as a kid. This kid, pretty damn close with the Aang. I don't know, maybe his head's just a little too small. But, I don't know, that's nitpicky, I guess. But Katara looks pretty good with the water bending and stuff. But I thought the bending itself in the trailer looked pretty good. Where, like, the M. Night Shyamalan one, the cast wasn't all that bad. Well, it kind of was. But the bending looked so much worse that everyone hated that movie. But the trailer does look really good. Comment below if you want me to react to that trailer. I will. But Zuko here, ooh, I can't wait to see. A lot of the stuff they showed looked like they're doing almost like a shot-by-shot live-action recreation of the show, which I'm not mad at, but like also if you're going to do like a live-action version, you kind of got to expand it a little bit more, no? Like you can't just like give us exactly what we got just now in live-action, which, I mean, it probably won't hurt if they do that because the show was that good, but I just don't know if it will translate as well if they cut out certain elements and stuff, and I don't know if this is supposed to be a movie or a show, but either way, I'm going to watch it. So that's Avatar: The Last Airbender. We've now talked She-Hulk season 2. Bad Batch, the final season. I think this is season 3 or 4. I think 3. But at the end of the last season, a little bit of spoilers if you haven't seen it, Tech sacrificed himself for the team, so the trailer was very emotional. But Omega's also lost, so like, I'm not a huge animation guy, but Star Wars animation has been really good, whether it's been the Tales of the Jedi, the Star Wars Visions, or the Bad Batch, or even the Clone Wars. The original seasons of the Clone Wars I didn't love, but the final seasons of Clone Wars were badass. And Bad Batch has been unreal. Like, the animation in Bad Batch looks so damn good that you're like, you know, watching it as if it's a live action show, but you just don't even care that you're watching animated characters. And you got to think, just animation takes so long. Like, how long have they been working on this? Like, just shout out to them, because I really love it. And Star Wars just kicks ass. So, February 21st for the Bad Batch, right before. So, I'm going to be watching Bad Batch first 3 episodes, and then the next day watching Avatar. I ain't mad at that. We just finished What If Season 2. If you guys want to go see my episode breakdown about that, I think I recapped the whole season in a full recap in an episode I did back in December when that show was coming out. And we now have some images. We had a little video come out with David Harbour's Alexei, Red Guardian, and Sebastian Stan's Bucky, the Winter Soldier. And there was also Foster, Goliath, Lawrence Fishburne's character from Ant-Man. They were all in like this little clip, but now we have some image stills that have been released, and we look like we have Sam Wilson, Captain America. We also have Tiana Paris, Photon, or whatever she is, kind of like that black and white suit that she had in the Marvels. And then over on the left there, people have been saying they don't know who that is. I believe that's just a shorter-haired Bucky that is now working for S.H.I.E.L.D. You know, like maybe he never became Hydra, or maybe he did, but now this is him and Sam are good friends and they're running S.H.I.E.L.D. together. Like this is post Steve Rogers Cap and stuff like that. But the three of them together, I believe this is from, I think all of these images are from that Alexia episode that we saw the trailer from. And the only reason I'm saying that is because these three are together in that first picture. And then we see this next picture is almost like Megazords, like what is this, like Power Rangers, like Transformer type deal, and they have like mech suits, like what the hell is this? But Sam has a little Captain America mech suit, and this has to be Tiana Paris's Monica Rambeau in her own little mech suit there on the right, a little black and white one. So who are they going after in those mech suits? Don't know. But we see an image here of the Winter Soldier and Red Guardian looking through a window, and then we see Red Guardian getting picked up by Goliath here. And the only reason I'm saying that is because we saw Goliath as a guy on the side of the road, and then the car races away, and he is the grower. So, like, it could be Ant-Man as Giant Man, but I think it is Goliath. Because we saw him a little bit in Season 2 as well. So, I have no idea when Season 3 is dropping, but I think it will be sooner rather than later. Considering Season 1 and Season 2 of What If were, like, super spaced out, I don't know if maybe they're going to try and bang these out sooner rather than later, but Season 3 might be coming earlier 2024 than we think. Maybe even within the next couple months. I don't know. But with Echo coming out, and that had some good feedback from it, and now it's been giving us good feedback saying the people that watched Echo are also now going back and watching the Daredevil, the Punisher, the Defenders verse of stuff. So like that's really good. And shout out to Alako Cox, because I think she killed it as Maya Lopez. But let's get into probably the spoiler section of today's episode. Deadpool 3 photo leaks. Ooh. So some Deadpool 3 images came out the other day, and I was absolutely cackling at this image here, because we see Dogpool tongue-kissing Wade Wilson there, and I thought, from first glance, it's Hugh Jackman's Wolverine standing next to Deadpool, but in another shot that I'll show in a second, this like skinhead Wade Wilson that we traditionally see Ryan Reynolds wearing isn't even Ryan Reynolds. It's a stand-in for Ryan Reynolds, because in this same scene we get a long-haired Ryan Reynolds in a brighter, more armored suit. And you can see in the background there that is not Ryan Reynolds. It's standing next to Wolverine. So we're going to get Deadpool variants. There's going to be multiple Wade Wilsons in this. And maybe even multiple Wolverines. But this is 100% confirmed Ryan Reynolds in like a long-haired version of Deadpool. And that little like long hair bun thing, is that like supposed to be like a jab at like Tom Cruise's like samurai movie? I don't know, or like Matt Damon's samurai movie. Wasn't there one like that too? But either way, I was dying laughing at those images. But then also just images of like Hugh Jackman seeing the guy that's taking the pictures that he's not supposed to be in like, seeing the leaker's like long photo, and he's like clearly sees it. He's got that like like the same like Wolverine growl. He's growling at the camera that's taking the images. And then I think this is the shot they notice. They both are looking over like, oh, look at that scumbag taking pictures. He's not supposed to be. And then they gave him a good one of it looks like Deadpool trying to ride him like a horse or get a piggyback ride, if you will. But it looks like so much fun. It looks like they're having a great time. And that movie's just going to be awesome. And I think it's going to be so much fun. And yeah, cannot wait to see more of that. But Season 3 of Rasing Kanan in Power has been one of my favorite shows on television. I talk about it every week with a guy from work, Kevin. Shout out you, Kevin, because Raising Kanan season 3 and all of the Power shows have been phenomenal, but every episode of this is such like a vibe, and it's so intense, and it's so much to like water cooler talk afterwards, like, because every time we watch it, we come into work Monday or Tuesday the next week and we're like, yo, did you see that? And we're like, bro, Rock, it's cold, bitch, she's shiesty, woo, you know, like there's tons of stuff that happens. And we're talking about, you know, Marvin's hilarious always, from that last episode where Juke's talking to a girl, he's like filing his nails. That's me watching every episode of this Power shit, like, ooh, watch that over there, you know, like tons of shit going on. But like Marvin got shot, like I think at the end of last season or beginning of this season, and ever since then he's been like a changed man. Like he's a full family dude. He's a good guy now, and he's helping out that white dude Gerald that's like a junkie, and his 2 daughters are in the backseat of the car, so he goes and helps them and is helping him. Like he's a good ass dude now. Ronnie's dating the lady from the bodega, and she put on a little bit of weight but also got like big hair now because she got money, she can do her thing, and her and Ronnie are like hooking up, so like that's weird. He's hooking up with his plug over there. He's working with Kanan, that shit's weird. But I'm slowly starting to really see how this young Kanan and a young Tariq are so similar, because this young Kanan has a mother that is in the business but doesn't want him in the business, is like lying to him and keeping things out of the business. So what does he do? He goes and makes his own business. Fuck you, you know, disowns his parents, fuck you, and he starts doing his own shit. What does Tariq do? His mom and dad were hiding business from him. He asked to learn the business. They said no, stay out of the business, you know, go to school, do your other shit, you know, don't be in the game. And then what did he do? He started his own business, started shooting, doing his own thing, like, and now he's in college, and he's like Ghost, book 2 Ghost, following Tariq's story, you know, afterwards. I don't know if the OG Ghost is actually dead. I think he's still alive somewhere out there, because we never actually saw the body, but we do see a tombstone, you know, so he could be dead, but I don't know, man. I think he really isn't. But I see Tariq here becoming Kanan more than he's becoming Ghost, you know what I mean? Like, because Ghost was calculated, but he was also doing his own stupid shit over on one side, where Kanan was just this ruthless motherfucker. And I think that's kind of where he's going towards more. But that, I think they're shooting season 3 of Tariq's show too, so it's nuts, you know, with the prequel, with the postquel, with Tommy's show. All 3 of them are fantastic, and I love how they've explored the universe here. But you know, slowly and slowly, more and more, you start to see that Jukebox is becoming this more hard girl that we knew from Power, the cop that was helping Kanan after he got burnt, and you know, slowly but surely, she's becoming this hard girl, and she's like a cop in that show, but she's still a lesbian, so she still likes the women. But you know, we keep seeing Juke talk to like a recruiter for the army, so maybe she goes into the army and then becomes a cop after the army type deal. I don't know, but we know she doesn't end up in a girl group singing in Power, so I think this is about to blow up real soon. But Aisha goes to the movies with Kanan. She's like, I want to go, and Kanan's like, I'm finishing the movie. You know where the train is. You can fucking leave, which is kind of very bad of him. But you know, she was kissing him and into him at the movie, and she's like, slow down, and then started kissing him again, and then she fucking, I want to leave. So if you fucking say that shit, fucking leave, bitch. You know, like, I was kind of on Kanan's side, kind of on her side. I'm like, listen, you should at least walked her home, but you also paid for the ticket. Like, stay, watch the movie, at least finish the movie. But she left, and then Jukebox is telling this bitch girl that's like the lead of the group, or wants to be the lead of the group, and clearly has the most like bitch energy, like bad bitch energy type deal from the group, and thinks she's a star, but she's kind of a bitch. Definitely not my type, but she is beautiful, so I could see how Kanan liked her, because Juke told her, hey, my cousin with Aisha, stay the fuck away from him. And she's like, fuck you, Juke. And then Aisha walks out of the movie, so I thought for sure, I'm like, oh, Kanan's about to call that other bitch, but she called him, which is even worse, because now she's like, oh, fuck this group. I'm going to talk to Kanan because he's fine. And he's like, I didn't expect your call. She goes, oh, you going to like me, Dan, because I'm going to be calling you all the damn time for that dick. You know, so Kanan's now got a new piece of ass. He's kicked out Famous from his crib. That's crazy. He's working with Ronnie. Nuts. Him and Juke kind of had a fight. Juke told him fucking straight up, like, use a pussy, and you soft and you still that little boy that's trying to show his mama that he's a man. I was like, oh, like sitting there jaw dropped that you second telling him this shit and telling him how it is. But the ending of this episode, man, is by far in every single one of these Rasing Kanan episodes, my favorite part is when 50 Cent voiceovers his like little monologue at the end of the video or end of the show, and Lou has to clean up his Uncle Lou has to clean up his problem, so he's got to go knock off Scrap's mom, because Scrap's mom was talking to the police. So, you know, and Lou's been seeing shit and hallucinating and drunk, and you know his mind's just not right. And you just hear 50 Cent's voice go, "I never believed in ghosts. That's just shit parents tell their kids to keep them in bed at night. But memories, they like ghosts. They all the bad you've done and seen and felt and known. And the thing is, the more you try to push that shit back down and wipe it from your brain, the stronger it gets. It ain't got nowhere to go, and it wants you to know it's there. So when you at your weakest, that's when it reminds you." And then Lou sees Scrappy's ghost in the window of his mom's place that he just killed his mom's, and Marv and Lou are driving away. And he goes, "That's when it reminds you of your worst shit, of your worst day, of your worst you." And then they cut to the credits, and the song at the end is "Somebody Ease My Troubling Mind" by Sam Cooke, which is a fucking phenomenal song. I love Sam Cooke, if you guys know me. But man, dude, this show is so gangster. I love it so much. Comment below, have you watched Power at all? Are you watching Rasing Kanan? Because it's some of the best television on right now. If you're into some gangster shit, woo, gangster shit. And the writing is so good. Every episode has like a perfect cliffhanger to leave you off for the next one, make you want more. Episode 8 comes out Friday. If you guys want to talk more about that, you can @ me on Twitter, on my other social medias, links down in the description below. Check out my movie reviews. I got some good ones coming your way over this weekend. I got some Lego content coming out. If you guys can see over here, I just finished up this Avengers Tower, so now it's looking good, and it's got my background looking a little better. Better than like a half completed tower. It's just, for those of you that were like wondering, you just saw like a little bit, and then like a little bit more, and then like a little bit more in the background. It was just slowly progressing, and it over time. And I'm making videos like every day, so you could just see the daily progression of it trying to get bigger and bigger. And there was some weeks there was no progress. There was some weeks there was a lot of progress. I'm like, damn, man, I really got to get this thing done. So I'm glad I did. Video coming out soon, probably on Saturday. This will come out on Thursday. What will come out tomorrow? Maybe. What do you guys want? Comment below. Movie review? Maybe I'll come out with a movie that I haven't ever seen and it was a first time watch. Or maybe I'll come out with a little bit of a horror film. Comment below what you think those are. But I'll see you beautiful people in the next video. Follow my Letterboxd. Follow all my other social medias. Hit that subscribe button for me. It goes a long way. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. It helps the channel so much. You guys have no idea. Helps the engagement. So I really appreciate all you guys that do that. And if you stayed till this late in the video, you're the best. You're my family, and I absolutely love you. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.